all, welcome to Tech Intel Pros interview series. We are at Freshworks booth and we're talking to Tim, who heads partners and alliances in the EMEA, APAC, India and ANZ region. Welcome to the interview, Tim.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. So Tim, you lead Freshworks channel and alliances strategy across EMEA, APAC, India and ANZ.
Correct.
That's a massive ground to cover. How do you navigate the nuanced challenges of each market while maintaining a cohesive global approach?
Fantastic. No, good opening question. So we refer to it as international. So, but you're right. So one of the key things that we look at is we're customer led. So understanding how customers want to interact with Freshworks. So we build our teams around that. So we look at the value that we can deliver, what each individual market and nuances create, and then we have dedicated teams locally then that can work with customers and deliver value in the way that they expect to receive information. And every market's different, from Europe through to international down to ANZ. They're all very complex, but over the years of experience, Freshworks has been selling into these regions now for over 10 years, so we have a lot of knowledge. And as you know, you're aware we're an Indian heritage company, so we were born in India, so our Asia Pac and our kind of non-English speaking countries have been with us for a very long time, so we understand the market dynamics, and then we develop our teams to support those for them.
Fabulous. So do you by any chance slice and dice services in terms of different regions?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, from a channel perspective, partners are very key to our growth and development. I mean, if you think around, they have we call it the voice of the customer. So the services that we deliver through the channel, so can be from simple just actually buying our technology and delivering billing services, all through to actually where we see the real value is in implementations and migrations. And that's where our partner community in each region can deliver that value, especially with local languages and those local customizations. And that's very key for a global company like Freshworks, that actually we have the voice of the customer and those resellers and partners on the ground that understand the value that they're driving. So it's a good model.
Great. Can you walk us through Freshworks partner strategy that guides your approach to building high-performing ecosystems?
Yeah, I mean, so over this year we've launched a new partner program. So traditionally we worked on a commission basis, but actually from the 1st of April we moved to what is a resell model. So this is very consistent with what the market is doing. The main reason behind that is we want our partners to own the customer. So in a commission scheme, typically we may do the billing or the partners. Actually moving to a model where the partner owns the customer, not only do they deliver the upfront technical evaluation and sales, but also post-sales, and that's where the real value is. So being able to deliver customer service, expansion, and as their products grow with us, their partners are right at the forefront of that, owning that customer. And then obviously implementation. So to be able to deliver implementations in local language with local skill sets, partners are really key to that growth and development.
Fabulous. Freshworks UAE data center launched last year is a great step towards market penetration. Can you share insights into strategy for 2026?
Yeah, I mean, it's still early days with our data center. I mean, as you know, there's huge investment in AI and digital kind of growth here. And Freshworks wants to be really key and part of that. And if you think around some of our technologies like Freshdesk, so it's a very digital native country now. And actually the rest of the world is really looking in on the Middle East. And we recently did an event in Abu Dhabi on the future of AI and how our uncomplicated solutions can help customers deliver that value to their customers. And I think that's really key. And I was discussing with a customer this morning. I think in the Middle East now, the expectation of a digital journey is so key to seeing growth. And actually now you start looking at the amount of data that we have to manage. Having a data center here is really key, right? So I think you'll see more investment in the region. We'll expand our teams. You'll see more of the customer logos and the people that we work with here. And then we'll expand out further into places like Saudi Arabia, into Qatar, Bahrain, and covering all of the GCC states. So, I think 12 months in, it's been a great success for us. It's been huge importance to our growth here. And as you can see from the stand today, we have a great presence here at GITEX. We're averaging over 600 customers now coming through and visiting. So it's a huge part of the strategy for us.
I must agree. The vibe of this booth is really great.
Superb.
So moving on to our next question, how do you strategically shape programs to keep channel partners motivated and consistently choosing Freshworks over?
look, I think the challenge is that for a partner, they may see it as a channel or an opportunity, but there's choice, right? So we have to keep making partners curious around us, right? If you look at our product development and the way that we're growing at the moment, certainly on our agentic AI journey, it's a great brand to invest in. So, we have to make it commercially viable for our partners. A lot of our services implementations are delivered by partners, so there's a huge opportunity there from a commercial aspect. But actually from a customer interaction, customers are looking for choice now. The market's evolving, they're looking for uncomplicated solutions, and partners need to have options now to be able to deliver that. So as we continue to drive our product roadmap, continue to drive value for the customer, it makes partners very interested in our solution and actually joining us on this journey. We're growing massively. If you look at our Investor Day report recently, we have firm North Star on achieving our goals over the next 2 to 3 years, and I think that's exciting for a partner to actually join us. We're a very partner-centric organisation, and to be a part of that journey is really exciting, and that's why you see a lot of partners visiting us here on the stand today, wanting to be involved in that journey with us.
Great. You mentioned about value. Can you define value in terms of how you are instilling it in Freshworks?
Great question. I mean, first of all, I think for us is, customer number one, right? So one thing that we did, we're customer zero, we call ourselves. So, as Freshworks, is been able to deliver a product that we truly believe in and deliver ourselves, right? So the value that we have to deliver to our customers can be anything from ROI, but actually, you think about their customers from our Fresh Test solution, a brand is so important to them, and actually our technology enhances our customers' brands, right? So whether you are delivering service that you have to respond to customer inquiries within seconds, because we talked about the digital native, you open a ticket now with somebody, you don't want to wait, right? Yeah. So not only are we powering that, but actually we're protecting our customers' brand, right? That is real value. So our customers look to us as part of a catalyst to their growth and strategic growth, right? We're not just delivering a service, we're part of that journey. And if you look at a lot of our customer case studies, we cover all verticals. So from our higher education business to retail through to manufacturing. And we are vertical agnostic, right? We don't just specify on one thing, because actually our focus is around making our customer number one for them as well.
Right. So, when we actually understand the entire setup, and from your global vantage point, what trends are you seeing in the channel partnership that will define the next phase of SaaS growth internationally?
I think, as I mentioned before, there's curiosity is really powerful at the moment, right? And I think a lot of organizations, as they're growing with themselves, are actually having to look now at efficiencies, right? And looking at their tech stack, right? How does this integrate with multiple different solutions? And how do we provide a balance between human interaction and artificial intelligence? Because that's where the real ROI is. Now, I think we are a long way from 100% AI, interaction. So, trying to find that balance, but actually delivering this at a commercial advantage, because not every customer has the ability to invest millions in this technology, right? So at the moment, technologies like Freshworks are part of that enablement journey. We pride ourselves on the uncomplicated journey, and we want to make our products uncomplicated, but we want to also make sure that we're delivering that value, and actually on that digital growth and that AI journey is so key to every organization. And for our partners as well, how do you consult and deliver migration services or workplace transformation, and actually making the right decision to move to the right technology. And that's going to be very key for the future, because a lot of the AI journey is governed by the data and actually the messaging that you feed into it, right? So so our partners and our organization, our sales teams, can help customers on that journey. So I think you'll start to see that more and more now, that actually, I don't want to call them legacy systems, but actually, customers are now quite curious around what is there in the market. How can I uncomplicate it? What actually is a very complicated process? Because as I mentioned before, we've seen so many organizations who poor brand or incident has a major consequence, right? So everyone is trying to protect their own brand, and actually that brand is protected through that small interaction that you have with the customer. So if you are delivering AI chat services or voice services, make sure that that is delivering value to your customer and not just providing a automated offering.
Got it. So it is more important to drive value than anything else.
100%. I mean, ultimately, every organisation, if you look at everyone's earnings reports and everything, everyone talks about value for their customer, right? And to your point, it's very hard to differentiate or identify what the value is, right? And that's why we like to work with customers who want to come on this journey with us, right? As you have recently seen, we are currently a sponsor of McLaren F1, right? Fantastic brand. But if you think about the efficiencies that they have to drive, the 100th of a second saving that they need to be able to process information, right? So that's kind of the one end of the scale. And but then you look at a retail person, and actually, if you're delivering a 1 hour delivery service, at 1 hour 10 minutes, you're already phoning them asking where you're delivering, right? It's it's the same value, right, that we're always trying to deliver. It's that connective ability to surface information quickly, and for customers to say, actually that was a really good experience. Especially in retail, we've all received the wrong size clothing, right? And how difficult it is to return it. So if you look at some of our case stories, now you can talk to an AI agent that knows what you've brought, knows your delivery address, knows your sizes, and then actually make suggestions back. Hey, okay, the jacket didn't fit. We've shipped one to you. Please send the next one. What a great service, right? 100%. Where if you think about historically, it was filling in a fort, So value is very different per individual client, and Freshworks very good at working with customers to identify what that value is, and then using our technology to help them accelerate within the market.
Got it. Freshworks is known for its AI service software.
Yes.
Transforming customer employee experiences. How do you leverage AI in your role to enhance partnership effectiveness?
It's a great question. Something I was actually sitting down last night. So one thing we look at as an organization is ideal customer profile, right? And one thing I look at is ideal partner profile, right? So how can we make sure that we understand our partners and the value and what they do? So now I start looking at data. I have a statement within my team: data never lies, right? So I then start looking at data, but to process huge amounts of data, I use AI technology to do that, right? And then to start to think about how do we start to profile, because for a channel program, it can't be one size fits all, because we actually deal from some of the world's largest system integrators to fantastic boutique partners. To your point on global coverage, that deliver real value. We had customers here today just asking, I need someone that can speak this language, that understands how I work as a business, right? So I use AI technology to help me identify and cover that globally, so we can really start to design our partner program, whether you are just a reseller, whether you just want to be a consultant for us, whether you just want to deliver services, and then actually start to help our partners look at their customer install base and how they can expand and then use their Freshworks technology into their customers as well. A lot of our partners use our Fresh Service products for their own systems as well. So it's very good to start to have that balance, and that customer zero where our partners are using our technology can really demonstrate the value to their customers as well. So it's a huge part of my job. As we discussed, I have an international remit, multiple time zones, and being able to use the technology is great. The productivity gains that I can get allows me to cover a much larger market and actually support my team as well, right? So it's a huge opportunity.
Great. How can you strategically shape programs to keep channel partners motivated and consistently choosing Freshworks?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's that commercial advantage, right? If you look at the world's top 100 tech organizations, most now have a 90% channel model, right? So, I think over the last few years, channels become so important to growth for any organization. And to do that, you've got to make it commercially viable, right? So one, you've got to have a solution that actually they're confident, right? Because partners don't want to sell a solution that creates a lot of service incidents to them, so they look at actually how stable is this product, have you been in the market for a long time, is your commercial offering allow me to grow as an organisation, and that's where I believe that services and consultancy really adds. And what a lot of our partnerships look at, $1 of Freshworks equates to X dollars of services revenue, and that's a real key metric to understand growth. Like, how can I deliver services? Because generally most partners now are services-led organisations or consultative-led organisations, right? So be able to have solutions that enhance and accelerate that is so key. So our programs are built around that. So we have traditional resale, we have sales consultants, and we have systems integrator or services and support. So having a multi-threaded approach is really key to our growth.
Got it. And we are in the third day of GITEX. How has the experience been so far?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, it's such a phenomenal event. You look and you've only got to walk around and look at the brands here, right? And that's a real testament to the whole Middle East ecosystem, right? What they're doing on their digital journey, the AI growth that's here. They're gonna, they want to be world number one in this market. It's a phenomenal event, and it's great for us to be here. We talk about this AI, but I always say human interaction. It's events like this that give us the real opportunity just to sit down and have an open conversation. What are the problems that you're trying to solve? Really understand our customers. And I think sometimes that can be very difficult in today's world, right? Because everyone's gets very busy. We've created a culture around Zoom and email, right? So events like this are really important. We've seen hundreds of customers. I think today we've done nearly 90 demos already this morning, right?
90?
Yeah. So our booths are full. People are inquiring. So going back to having an opportunity to be able to demonstrate the technology rather than just sending a video or looking on YouTube is so important. And actually, we meet so many great customers that we just perhaps wouldn't have the opportunity unless events like GITEX are put in place. So it's a great opportunity for us.
Fabulous. So with this, we move on to our last question. Finally, you have had, I'll just repeat that question once again. I went off track. So if you have had to leave potential partners and customers at GITEX with one insight about thriving in the modern SaaS landscape, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Be curious, right? I think the challenge at the moment, there's a lot of choice, right? But understanding the choice, you need to be curious. So take the time, come to events like this, reach out to our Freshworks sales organisation and just spend time with us, right? And actually with all vendors here, right? Just take that moment to be curious, understand really what value or what problems you're trying to solve, right? Don't just jump into it because it's, I think AI is very misleading. So actually being curious to actually think, is this the right technology for us? And that's something that we're adopting as an internal thing, actually be curious about yourselves, right? Take a moment, understand what's available, going back to our value questions, right? Really identify what value is, and then sit down with people like Freshworks, and then we'll have an open discussion on how we can help and support. So
great. On that note, Tim, I have a key takeaway to remain curious. Thank you so much for your time with Technical Pro. It was lovely.
Thank you ever so much.